Alright, I'm going to try and make this a quick video. Don't know how long it'll go on for. But I'm going to try and explain what healers I think are the best to the worst. Now there's only 4 healers in the game. You got sorcery, celestial, nature, and electricity. Now there's no such thing as a bad healer. Every healer is a good healer. There's no bad healer power, they're all good. You can do any raid or alert with any healer. But in order from best healer to the least best, I would say sorcery is the best, next is celestial, then nature, then electricity. And I'll take you through them and explain why. Now sorcery has this guy right here, the Watcher. And the Watcher is going to do like half of your healing for you. So as long as that Watcher has power, he's going to be healing people. You give your Watcher a little bit of power, he'll keep healing people. So a lot of it is kind of like the lazy healer. If you're new to the game or you're new to healing, you should probably start off as a sorcery, because sorcery is like the lazy healer. It's the easiest healer. You throw down a heal circle, your team gets healed by the heal circle. You throw down a soul well. Every time an enemy dies, your team gets healed. You give your Watcher a little bit of power, and he heals your group members up. So a lot of the work is like being done for you. Sorcery is like a healer where when I'm playing at sorcery, I'm doing like a really hard raid or alert. While we're going through and I'm healing people, I'm able to like surf the internet, search things on YouTube, watch videos while I'm healing at the same time. Because I just, I throw down a heal circle, and then I drop the controller, I type something into YouTube, pick the controller back up, throw down a ritualistic word, and we're all good. This here, the soul well, I was in a raid, and I forget which raid or alert it was, but it's the one where when you're fighting the enemies, you can get teleported out of the area. And when you teleport out of the area, you have to try and find your way back in. So I dropped one of these soul wells, then I got teleported out of the area, so I wasn't in the area to heal my team members. And with any other healer, that's like death to your team members. Once the healer gets teleported out and nobody's being healed, people start dying. But because the soul well had been dropped already, as long as my team kept killing the enemy, they still got heals. So the healer wasn't even there, the healer wasn't in the same area as them, but they're still being healed by the soul well. And no one died by the time I found my way back in. So sorcery is by far the best and easiest healer. Just throw down I almost call it drop heals, because you drop it and it heals. Just drop your soul well and it heals the group. Drop your heal circle and it heals the group. Give your Watcher some power and it heals the group. Drop some shields down on your team. The only heal where you have to actually do anything is kind of this one. But yeah, sorcery by far the best healer. Second on the list, I would say celestial. And I'll show why. Because like sorcery, celestial has some drop heals. Celestial, as long as you get the combos off, you're going to be doing fine. If you don't use the combos, celestial is probably below nature as far as healing is concerned. But if you do use these combos, you'll do just fine. Now, wait for my bar to appear. You have this move, and this move is kind of like the heal circle for sorcery. As long as your team member is close to that thing, they will get healed. You throw this out, which gives heals over time to your group. Got this, which gives heals over time to your group, and as long as they're close to it, they get healed, right? It's very simple. And you have your combos, which you should be using. You mark a target like him, then move to a different target, and mark the other target. move to another target, mark it, and these targets that are marked here, that's him, he's marked, this target's marked, I'll mark this target again. When this enemy dies, or this enemy dies, the ones that are marked, you and 3 of your group members get healed. So, Celestial, I keep talking in the league chat, my league members probably like, who the fuck is this guy talking to? Sorry about that. So Celestial, you're throwing down your heal, you're using your combos, you're marking members. Every time someone dies, your group gets healed. Right? And you also have Malediction. This makes it so all the damage your weapon attacks do heal your group. So you use like Weapon Mastery, or you use these overpowered combos like this one, where you put up the smoke bomb and your entire group gets healed up fast. So Celestial is one of those healers that heals real well. Wonder if my group member's talking to me. Nope. So as long as you're getting these combos off, you should be fine. Now, Celestial is a little trickier because the combos might be hard to remember, but once you got the combos down, Celestial is what I would say is the second best healer. Mark that target dies, your team gets healed. Mark another target, that target dies, team gets healed. Mark another target, that target dies, team gets healed. Malediction, your team members get healed by your weapon attacks, and when you use a really powerful weapon attack like this smoke bomb, you can heal your entire raid back up to full, from like nothing to full health instantly. I have a video on it, you should check it out, you'll see what I mean. And of course you got your drop heal, just drop it and your team gets healed. So Celestials, I don't want to say it's the second easiest healer, but it's definitely, in my opinion, the second best. Next on the list is Nature. Now there's something that people don't understand about Nature, and it's the power back mechanic Bug Form has. Now the reason why I put Nature down as third, Nature is a really good healer, and it has this really great heal move called Blossom. But the problem with Nature is it heals over time, and you don't have any drop heals. Sorcery, you put down a Soul Well, every time when your team members kills an enemy, they get healed. Your Watcher is healing for you, and you throw down a heal circle and your team gets healed. Celestial, you throw down Divine Light and your team gets healed by the Divine Light. You mark a target or two, when those targets died, your team gets healed. So you got those kind of drop heals, but Nature doesn't have that. Nature, you have to constantly be throwing the heals out. You have to constantly be doing this throughout the raid. So you can't just like drop a heal down. Like with Sorcery, if I was to fight this guy with Sorcery, I just throw the heal circle down and then just fight him and not worry about anything. But because I'm not Sorcery and I'm fighting this guy, I'd like him to do more damage, please. I have to constantly look at him. He's not even fighting me. Fight me, motherfucker. But as a this Nature, you have to constantly be healing. This guy is really lazy. Okay, he's not even attacking half the time. So, as Nature, you have to constantly be pulling out these heals. You gotta be constantly be using Savage Growth. You're gonna have to keep using Metabolism and keep those heal over time up. You gotta keep it up. So because of that, it's more stressful. Because you're just constantly keeping the heals over time up. And if you miss up on the heals over time, if you get stunned or something by the enemy, then you're gonna get killed. Nature does have this move called Blossom, which is really good, because look at my health, use Blossom, look how much heal I got. If you use Blossom right, it's a really big heal for your team. Now, one thing that people don't understand about this power is how the bug form works. Like, I saw a video where Godman was complaining about the fact that nature could heal itself. I mean, could give itself power. The power back mechanic for bug form does not work the same way that the power advanced mechanic works for DPS. If you're a DPS and you use advanced mechanic, why isn't he drinking a soda? Trying to get my power back. I'm not getting power back for some reason. Drink this fucking soda. There we go. Just pushed the wrong button there. Alright. So he was complaining that bug form could give itself power back. He's like, that's why you see so many bugs in arenas, because bug form will give its power back, and bug form gives its power back, so there's so many bugs in arenas. No, Godman has never done nature healing before, as far as I can tell, because if he did, he'd understand how the power back mechanic works for bug form. Look, I use Hive Mind. See how much power I'm using? Now keep watching. If you're a DPS and you use advanced mechanic, you never run out of power. But what's happening to me while I'm using Hive Mind? I'm running out of power, right? I'm getting a little bit of power back, but not a lot. Let's go find some enemies. Now the reason why a bug form has that power back is because when you're in bug form, you can't use weapon mastery. And bug form gives you the same amount as power back as weapon mastery does. Okay? I'll show you. Okay, here's weapon mastery. Here. There you go, weapon mastery. You can see that the power is pretty much the same. Weapon mastery makes it so that you use about the same amount as power, or you use less power during the... Oh fuck, is that enemy gonna try and attack me? Yeah. Oh well, let's get away. So what bug form does is when you use weapon mastery, you don't waste as much power as you would if you didn't use it. So enemy here? Yeah. So that's how much power I use without weapon mastery. This is how much power I use with weapon mastery. See? See the difference? If you're in bug form, it's pretty much the same thing. Use Hive Mind, and you get about the same thing. Alright? So there's no reason to complain about bug form having a power back mechanic, because it doesn't work the same way as the DPS. If you're a DPS, it gives you power back like crazy. Anyways, the reason why I put nature down as a third is because you gotta constantly be doing the heals, you know? You can't just throw a heal circle down. You can't just throw divine light down like you can with Celeste or sorcery. You can't mark a target so that when the target dies, your team gets healed, or put soul well down so that when your enemy dies, your team gets healed. Instead, you gotta constantly be keeping up the heals. You gotta constantly be doing this, constantly be using your heal over time. And because of that, it's more stressful and it requires more work. So if you're new to healing, or you're new to the game, do not start off as nature as a healer, because it might be a little too difficult for you. And then last on the list is electricity. I'm gonna try and do this fast because I'm not sure how much more time I have left. I spent too much time talking about weapon mastery already, so electricity has something called biocharge, so that way when your team's a biocharge and you use your one person heal, instead of healing just one person, it heals your entire group. Well, it heals everyone who's biocharged. But electricity, it's kind of like nature in a way, just because the only heal that you can drop down that will heal your team. Let's get a league chat so I don't annoy league members. Yeah, this video's gone on longer than it should have. So you got that heal aura. The heal aura will heal you and one other group member, and whoever is close to you. So this is the only heal move you can like drop and forget. Other than that, you're gonna have to constantly be putting up the heals, kind of like nature, right? You can use this and it bow charges you, and bow charges you and like 3 group members, and that way when you use this heal move, it heals you and everyone who's bow charged. But nature, I put down as like third on the list, last on the list, because it's also sort of difficult to use, kind of like nature. If you're new to the game, you probably shouldn't start off as electricity either, and you gotta constantly keep the heals up also, and the only drop heal it has is this one. I should probably also point out the fact that electricity, unlike nature, it doesn't apply pheromones. So you don't have like a move where you apply pheromones to your group members and then you can use the big heal to heal your entire group up. Like nature, if your entire raid is like low on health but they got pheromones on them, you can use one move and heal them all back up to full health. Electricity doesn't have anything like that. It just has biocharge, where you biocharge people and then 3 group members get healed instead of 1 when you use this, right? So it's not really on the same level as nature. And that's all I really gotta say about the healers. Have a good one.